A hospice worker, Bronnie Ware, once wrote an article titled "Top 5 Regrets of the Dying," which gained significant attention on platforms like Facebook. The reason? Its universal relevance. After all, death is an inevitable journey for all of us. Nobody wants to approach the end of life burdened by regrets. Other hospice workers have confirmed that Bronnie's findings resonate deeply with their experiences as well. Interestingly, the wisdom of Buddhist teachings offers profound guidance to help us prevent such regrets. It encourages us to reflect on life's fleeting nature and prioritize what truly matters. In this script, we'll explore Bronnie's key insights alongside Buddhist perspectives to help you live a life filled with meaning, joy, and fulfillment. Meditating on death awareness. One of the most powerful tools in Buddhist teachings is meditating on death awareness. It might sound unsettling at first, but this practice is not meant to evoke fear. It's a way to find liberation and clarity. By deeply contemplating the reality that life is impermanent and that death can come at any moment, even today, we can align ourselves with our true priorities and values. This perspective frees us from distractions and unnecessary attachments. When we remember that everything external, our possessions, status, even relationships, will eventually fade, we become more attuned to what truly matters, the qualities we cultivate within ourselves, such as kindness, compassion, and wisdom. To practice this, you can try imagining what it might be like to lose one thing at a time, perhaps your job, a cherished possession, or even a loved one. Reflect on what would remain, what would give you strength and peace in such moments. These reflections help us understand the fleeting nature of external circumstances and focus on building an inner resilience that carries us through life and beyond. 1. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. This regret speaks deeply to the tension between living authentically and succumbing to societal or external pressures. So many people, driven by a desire to please others or gain their approval, end up suppressing their true aspirations and values. This often results in a life spent chasing goals that don't genuinely resonate with their innermost self. Buddhist teachings offer profound guidance here. The Buddha emphasized the importance of living with integrity, staying true to one's principles, and cultivating qualities like wisdom and compassion. A life rooted in these values is inherently fulfilling, regardless of external validation. As the Buddha taught, clinging to fleeting concerns like reputation or the opinions of others only leads to suffering. Imagine yourself at the end of your life, reflecting on the choices you've made. What will matter most? Will it be the approval of others or the inner peace that comes from living authentically? Contemplating this question regularly helps recalibrate our priorities. It encourages us to focus on developing qualities that endure, kindness, love, and mindfulness, rather than being consumed by the temporary validation of others. To put this into practice, we must learn to let go of fears tied to criticism and rejection. This doesn't mean ignoring others entirely, but rather balancing their input with a steadfast commitment to our own values. Meditation on death awareness can further reinforce this courage, reminding us that the time we have is limited and too precious to spend living a life dictated by others' expectations. 2. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. This regret highlights the profound realization many people have at the end of their lives, that time spent overworking often comes at the expense of meaningful relationships, personal growth, and well-being. While work is necessary to sustain life, excessive dedication to it, particularly for material gain or status, often leaves individuals questioning its ultimate value. Buddhist teachings encourage us to reflect on the impermanence of life and the futility of excessive attachment to material pursuits. The Buddha taught that chasing after wealth and possessions, while neglecting the cultivation of inner peace and meaningful relationships, leads to suffering. By recognizing that life is transient, we can shift our focus toward what truly matters. When considering work, the intention behind it is crucial. If our efforts are motivated solely by societal pressures, greed, or the desire for recognition, they can feel hollow in retrospect. However, when work is approached as a means of supporting loved ones, contributing to the well-being of others, or expressing creativity, it gains a deeper purpose. It's not about abandoning work entirely, but finding a balance that aligns with our values. Practical steps to address this include setting boundaries. Establish limits on work hours to create space for family, friends, and personal growth. Mindful living. Regularly reflect on whether your work aligns with your life's purpose and values. Prioritizing relationships. Dedicate quality time to those you love, recognizing that these connections will bring greater fulfillment than any professional achievement. Imagine being at the end of your life and asking yourself, what memories do I cherish most? Rarely will the answer involve time spent at the office. Instead, it will likely be moments of connection, joy, and shared experiences with loved ones. 3. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. The regret of not expressing one's feelings stems from the fear of vulnerability or conflict. Many people suppress their emotions to maintain peace or avoid judgment, but this often leads to unspoken truths, unresolved tensions, and missed opportunities for genuine connection. As a result, bitterness, resentment, or a sense of incompleteness may linger. Buddhist philosophy emphasizes the importance of honesty, compassion, and self-awareness in communication. The Buddha taught that right speech, one of the Eightfold Path principles, means speaking truthfully, kindly, and thoughtfully. Expressing our feelings, when done with mindfulness and consideration, fosters harmony both within ourselves and with others. Why we suppress our feelings? Fear of rejection or conflict. Many worry about how others will react, leading to silence instead of honesty. Desire for peace. People often suppress emotions to avoid disrupting relationships or situations. Lack of self-confidence. Doubt in one's worth or perspective can hinder open expression. The consequences of suppression. When we bottle up emotions, they can manifest as stress, resentment, or even physical ailments over time. Unexpressed feelings may create barriers in relationships, preventing intimacy and understanding. Cultivating the courage to express feelings. Buddhism offers several approaches to help us find this courage. Self-awareness. Through meditation, practices like mindfulness and loving-kindness meditation can help us identify and process our emotions before expressing them. Compassionate communication. Before speaking, consider if your words are true, necessary, and kind. This ensures that expressing your feelings doesn't harm others or yourself. Letting go of attachment to outcomes. Focus on expressing your truth rather than controlling how others react. This detachment fosters authenticity. Acknowledging vulnerability. Understand that being open and vulnerable is a strength, not a weakness. Practical steps. Journaling. Write down your thoughts to clarify what you feel and why it matters. Choose the right moment. Timing and setting can influence how feelings are received. Start small. Practice expressing emotions in less intimidating situations to build confidence. Imagine the liberation of living authentically, free from the weight of unspoken feelings. Expressing your emotions mindfully can deepen relationships, reduce misunderstandings, and bring peace. 4. I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends. The regret of losing touch with friends highlights the importance of meaningful connections in our lives. As we become consumed by work, responsibilities, and routines, it's easy to let friendships fade into the background. Yet, at the end of life, many realize that the bonds they once shared with friends were among their greatest sources of joy and fulfillment. Buddhism teaches that all relationships are impermanent and that cherishing the present moment with loved ones is vital. The Buddha emphasized the value of community and connection, stating that harmonious relationships are essential to a fulfilling life. Why we drift away time. Constraints, work, family, and obligations often take precedence, leaving little time for socializing. Misplaced priorities, material pursuits and ambitions may overshadow the importance of nurturing friendships. Avoidance of vulnerability, fear of rejection or discomfort may prevent rekindling lost connections. The impact of losing touch. When friendships fade, we miss out on the emotional support, shared experiences, and joy they bring. Loneliness and regret can arise, especially during challenging times when we long for companionship. Buddhist perspective on friendship. In Buddhism, the Sangha, spiritual community, is regarded as one of the three jewels. A supportive community helps us grow, offers encouragement, and reminds us of our interconnectedness. Friendships rooted in love, compassion, and mutual respect align with Buddhist values and contribute to a balanced life. Rekindling and maintaining friendships. Prioritize connection. Treat time with friends as sacred. Schedule regular calls, visits, or meetups to nurture relationships. Practice mindful communication. Be fully present when engaging with friends, listening without judgment, and speaking with kindness. Express gratitude. Let friends know how much they mean to you. A simple message of appreciation can strengthen bonds. Forgive past grievances. If misunderstandings or conflicts caused a rift, approach them with compassion and a willingness to heal. Practical actions. Reconnect. Reach out to an old friend you've lost touch with. Share fond memories or ask how they've been. Celebrate friendships. Mark special occasions or create new traditions to honor your connections. Balance your time. Re-evaluate priorities to make space for nurturing relationships. By staying in touch with friends, you enrich your life with laughter, support, and shared moments of joy. Cherish these bonds as a reminder of life's interconnectedness and the importance of love. 5. I wish I'd let myself be happier. Happiness is often a choice, yet many people come to the end of their lives regretting that they didn't allow themselves to embrace joy more fully. This regret arises from the realization that we frequently hold ourselves back from happiness due to fears, societal expectations, or self-imposed limitations. Buddhism offers profound teachings on happiness, emphasizing that true joy arises not from external circumstances, but from a peaceful and contented mind. The Buddha famously said, "Happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It solely relies on what you think." Barriers to happiness, fear of judgment, worrying about what others think often prevents us from expressing ourselves authentically or pursuing what truly brings us joy. Attachment to negative patterns. Holding on to grudges, regrets, or unhelpful habits can cloud our ability to feel happiness. Postponing joy. The belief that happiness will come someday after achieving a goal, buying something, or reaching a milestone keeps it perpetually out of reach. The Buddhist perspective on happiness. In Buddhism, happiness is not something to be sought externally, but cultivated internally. It comes from living in alignment with the Dharma, truth, practicing mindfulness, and letting go of attachments and aversions. Impermanence. Recognizing the fleeting nature of all things encourages us to savor each moment and appreciate life as it is. Contentment. being satisfied with what we have, rather than constantly striving for more, brings peace and fulfillment. Letting go, releasing desires, fears, and negative emotions clears the mind, creating space for genuine joy. Practices for embracing happiness. Gratitude. Take time daily to reflect on the blessings in your life, no matter how small. Gratitude shifts focus from what's lacking to what's present. Mindfulness. Live fully in the present moment. Enjoy the simple pleasures, a warm cup of tea, a gentle breeze, or a heartfelt conversation. Compassion. Acts of kindness toward others not only bring joy to them, but also enhance your own happiness. Release expectations. Let go of rigid ideas about what happiness should look like. Instead, allow it to arise naturally from your experiences. How to let yourself be happier. Give yourself permission. Recognize that you deserve happiness and don't need to justify it to anyone. Find joy in small things. Appreciate life's everyday moments rather than waiting for monumental events. Practice forgiveness. Free yourself from the weight of resentment by letting go of past hurts. Laugh often. Humor is a powerful antidote to stress and a gateway to happiness. Pursue what you love. Engage in activities that bring you joy, whether it's a hobby, spending time with loved ones, or exploring new interests. Living happily now. Happiness is not a destination, but a way of traveling. By choosing to let yourself be happy, you free your mind from unnecessary constraints and align your life with what truly matters. When we embrace happiness in the present moment, we create a life filled with meaning, joy, and love. As we reflect on the profound regrets shared by those nearing the end of their lives, we are offered a powerful opportunity to transform our own lives. These regrets of not living authentically, working too hard, suppressing feelings, losing touch with loved ones, and not allowing happiness serve as reminders of what truly matters. Buddhist teachings guide us toward a life free from these regrets by emphasizing mindfulness, compassion, and the acceptance of impermanence. When we embrace the inevitability of death, it sharpens our focus on living meaningfully. Each moment becomes a chance to prioritize what aligns with our highest values and deepest joys. By living true to ourselves, nurturing meaningful relationships, expressing our emotions with courage and care, and making happiness a choice, we can ensure that our lives are rich with purpose and peace. The principles of mindfulness and loving kindness teach us to stay present, appreciate the small joys of life, and cultivate inner harmony that transcends external circumstances. As the Buddha said, "Ardently do today what must be done. Who knows, tomorrow death comes." Let these words inspire us to live with intention, so that when our final moments come, we can look back without regret, knowing that we lived fully, loved deeply, and made the most of our time. May this wisdom motivate us all to make the changes we need, to cherish the life we have, and to meet each day with gratitude and purpose. Thank you for embarking on this journey of reflection and self-discovery. If this message resonated with you, share it with those who may need it. Let's continue to inspire and support one another on this path of mindful living.